Why did Nairobi leave Money Heist? Characters die hurts really badly, and especially if their deaths seem unexpected. Money Heist fans were devastated when Nairobi died in Season 4. After all, they had been through it like a roller coaster. Their emotions went up and down. Nairobi was one of the most beloved characters in the show. The creators of the show knew this very well, and it wouldn't be an overstatement to say that they literally played with the viewers' emotions. By the end of Season 3, we saw Nairobi getting shot and severely injured, but the team manages to save her through a miraculous operation. Just when the fans had taken a sigh of relief, Gandia jumped in and sabotaged their peace and decided to kill Nairobi. This left many hearts broken, and the actress, Alba Flores herself, crying on the set on her last day. Pretty emotional, but the directors and the writers have some solid reasons to let her walk away. Let's dive in. But before we begin, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so that you don't miss out on anything. According to YouTube, more than 99% of you guys are enjoying our videos but aren't subscribed. Please consider subscribing to show your support. After all, we love Money Heist just as much as you do. Number 7. The actress had had enough. This is pretty common for actors who sign up for shows. We've seen this happen on American television many times, how actors feel like their time is up with the show. It may not stop for people watching the show, the hype, the craze, the excitement, but for some, the interest dies shortly after. The actors and artists may feel similarly, and no matter how hard we try, we can't change their minds because, in the end, it's their choice. Alba Flores is a pretty famous actress, and she's been a series regular on Money Heist or La Casa de Papel since Season 1. But recently, she felt like her journey was over regarding Money Heist, and that it was time to move on, though she did say that the cast and crew of the show were by far the best she had ever worked with, and that she would want to work with them again 16,000 times. According to Flores, she also felt like her character's life on the show had hit its bottom. Number 6. She needed a rest. In her statement for why she left Money Heist, Alba Flores said, "It's over, and I have nothing on the horizon. It's a really liberating feeling, because, well, I need a rest." As heart-shattering as it sounds, it's actually true. Actors really feel full after working on a show for several years, and want to move on even before the show ends. Alba felt the same way while she was leaving because, even though she felt sad and was crying, she also felt free. And now she had the choice to explore more options. You can't possibly spend all your years working on just one show, and after that's finished, you might feel like you're grown out and now have slimmer options. It's better to look at other options and projects before you hit the bottom. Most of the time, when actors want to leave, writers are forced to write them off, and in cases like action thriller dramas, the characters end up dead. Number 5. Creating more drama. A character's death is always a great way to stir up drama. If you were to ask most Money Heist fans, they wouldn't even think twice before saying that Nairobi was their favorite character. And why wouldn't she be? She was smart, badass, rational, and a very loving person. The way we see her soft side, when she sees her son after ages, we see her being blackmailed and lured out to the window by Sierra. But even after surviving the gunshot, most people wouldn't have ever thought of her death. Her tragic demise played a catalyst in building up the tension and the agony. Having already lost Berlin, their most important member after Professor, Moscow, a fatherly figure, and the quiet guy, Oslo, losing Nairobi was maybe the tipping point for the gang. She was a very present member out of the group, and losing her looked like they lost a body part. She had a great future planned. She wanted to have another child and then run away with her first, Axel. Now the fans would be more interested to see how they avenge her death. Number 4. The emotional roller coaster. People secretly love a good cry. Some even look up shows that would make them cry. I've always been a sucker for shows that get you invested personally, make you laugh and cry at the same time. With Money Heist being such a show, it was hard to care for the thieves at first. But soon I found myself caring for the robbers. Yes, what they're doing was wrong, but they didn't intend to hurt anyone. Throughout the 4 seasons, we've seen the characters are more than what they wore in their red jumpsuits and Dali masks. We have them finding love in very unusual and unexpected places. We've seen them cry, fall, get hurt, and get up again and again. We've seen them go from strangers to caring and looking out for each other. We've seen them as humans and not some cruel criminals. The writers of the show took advantage of all of this and used Nairobi's character to elevate the emotional element. First, they left us hanging when Nairobi gets shot in Season 3, but when a ray of hope shines on her fate, boom comes Gandia and ends her life. Quite a way to throw the audience off and make them cry rivers. Number 3. To make things realistic. Now, you may argue, what person survives a fatal gunshot and surgery performed by an unprofessional, only to be killed later by an aggressive psychopath. But hear me out first. Life doesn't always unfold the way we want it to. The challenges and pains come differently to everyone. Some might survive plane crashes, but die of motorbike accidents. Some might survive a nuclear attack, but die of the common flu. Death comes differently to everyone, and each one of us leaves this world at a fixed time. Maybe you're meant to survive a bomb blast, but die of a very common stroke. For Nairobi, getting shot and being rescued looked like a rainbow after a storm, only to be greeted by a more severe one later. As much as this sounds impracticable, things in life happen suddenly, and they can't always go the way we want. This was meant to be the end for Nairobi, and it did. Number 2. Gandia, the ultimate villain. The writers needed an extension to the plot, and they couldn't have gone with another robbery. It'd be dragging the show too much. They needed a solid reason to continue and set things straight for the team, with Rachel siding with the team, and theories of Alicia Sierra also coming aboard. The creators needed another antagonist who would stand in the gang's way. Gandia seemed to be the perfect man for the job. He's skilled, has loads of training, wouldn't hesitate to take a life away, and would do anything to bring his captives down. For Gandia, it seems more personal rather than a security job. He wants all of them dead, just like other villains of the show, but the hatred towards him was mild. All of this turned upside down when he decided to put a bullet in Nairobi's head. All hell broke loose for the robbers. The fans were outraged, and they vowed to never forgive him, thus making him more loathsome. Number 1. For Nairobi. When Lisbon reunites with the gang, we see all of them coming together, even Palermo, putting aside their differences and raising their guns, shouting "For Nairobi" at the top of their lungs. Maybe the whole point of Nairobi's death, after all, was to raise the stakes for the team. With most of them being cheated and betrayed by the system, Nairobi's death would be the seal for their motives. They've paid a very high price for their heist, and now there's no turning back. Either all of them go down together, or they avenge the death of their beloved member. Gandia deserves to pay the price for what he did to Nairobi, and the gang needs to unite again for her sake to complete their mission successfully and make her proud. The heist gang vows and swears along with the professor to win this war at all costs. The slow, dramatic scene of Nairobi's casket, being carried out by 6 men, and the gang mourning her death, was bluer than most people thought. Still in shock and anger, the fans have described her death as losing a part of ourselves and completely heartbreaking. Some even recorded their reactions while she was being shocked and cried. Her death hurt her fans really bad, and they hope that she gets justice in the next season. With the season ending on a major cliffhanger, the fans are very curious to see what'll happen next, and if there's even the slightest of chances of seeing Nairobi in flashbacks on the show. They're also curious about how the gang will pay their respects and honor her death. This brings us to the end of our video.